Oh, mic is up. Oh, hand is up the butt. Oh, the hand is up the butt. The hand is up the monkey's butt. Oh, Carol, when did they ever use sitar? Oh, gosh. Vibration. Oh, can we zoom in a little bit? I got this hand up my butt. A little hand right there. You can see the extension. People are thinking about my butt right now, Carol. That's not good. Okay, so welcome to Monkey Time. My name is Todd. We've been doing this show for how long, Carol?
Too long.
Carol says too long. Carol's about to leave us. I wish you well in your future endeavors, Carol. Just for a few months, she says. Oh yes, we got DVDs from North American Video. We're going to talk about Ebola. We're going to talk about gay marriage. And I got something to say to that caller from last week, Carol. I'm sorry for being so obnoxious. I can't handle that bigotry. It's true. It's so weird to see a black conservative acting the George Wallace part, standing in the schoolhouse door on gay marriage. It's so weird to see a black anti-gay bigot. I've never been able to handle that. It's weird. I'm like, really? Huh. Well, okay. Well, anyway, he challenged me last week, Carol, when I said that, can we put up number 10? He challenged me when I said that many of the judges who are finding in favor of gay marriage and overturning these bans are Republicans, right? He said, oh, how dare you? You said most. I said, no, I didn't say most, but many of them, right? And guess what? I was right. So we'll talk about that. Actually, let me just go ahead and knock a couple of them out. Seventh Circuit, the big one, unanimous decision. The guy that wrote it is pretty famous right now because he's also writing opinions about the voter suppression stuff the Republicans are trying. Richard Posner, nominated by Reagan. He wrote the unanimous decision of the Seventh Circuit overturning the ban on gay marriage. Republican. Jerome Holmes in the 10th Circuit, 2-1 decision. One of the two judges that overturned the ban on gay marriage in the 10th Circuit, Jerome Holmes, nominated by GWB. You know who that was, Carol, right? Yeah. Republican. 4th Circuit. Well, this one's, I won't even do that one. In Nevada, the judge who overturned Nevada's ban on gay marriage, James Mahan, or Mann, M-A-H-A-N. You can look this up on Wikipedia too. Took me a few minutes to do it, but not long. Less than 20 minutes. I got these. These were just a few that the first ones I grabbed. The judge that overturned Nevada's ban on gay marriage. You ready? Nominated by George W. Bush. The judge in Pennsylvania, Johnny Jones III, a district court judge, overturned the ban, said it was unconstitutional under Pennsylvania's constitution, effectively legalized gay marriage all throughout Pennsylvania. Activist judge, they'd call him, Carol. You know who nominated Johnny Jones III? George W. Bush. Johnny Jones III. Y'all are losing, Republicans who are anti-gay. Y'all are losing. You're on the wrong side of history. You are George Wallace in the schoolhouse door, preventing young black children from entering public schools. That's what you're doing. It's the exact same thing. Equality for everyone or not. There's no two ways about it. Everyone's treated equally under the law. Consensual adults. No pets, Carol. Can't be marrying your turtle. I know you love them chickens, Carol. Carol has chickens. She loves them damn chickens. You're not saying anything, Carol. You're not denying it.
Yeah, I love my chickens.
She loves her chickens.
I love the ducks even more.
She loves the ducks even more, she says. Put your microphone on, girl. So anyway, bottom line is you're standing on the wrong side of history. You need to get out of the way. Carol, there's only one way we're going to lose. You ready? One of the Supreme Court justices, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg's like, what, 81?
Yes.
A couple of the other liberals are like in their late 70s. One of the liberal justices dies. Republican takes the presidency in 2016. before they rule on, which is why I was kind of mad that they waited.
That they didn't
should have
take the
just done
case.
it. Kennedy's not going to be around forever. All it would take is a Republican president and one more anti-gay justice on the Supreme Court, and we're done.
Poof.
This is where we're set back. It'll be another
Yeah.
10, 15 years. But we're still going to win.
We just had to hope
But
that the
it's just gonna-
notorious
it's just gonna be a delay.
RBG hangs in there.
Yeah, more people are going to suffer for longer until basic equality under the law for everybody is the rule of the land. Why is that hard for black conservatives to understand? Oh, right. They're bigoted against gay people. Right. It's irrational. You're bigoted. Okay, so anyway, I proved my point, and Carol, my point was, here we go, ready everybody, write this down. Todd the monkey is always right. Yes, thank you. Where's that Kermit thing? What does Kermit do? He does this, where he goes, I can't do it because I don't have any arms. So, all right, long story short, let's do some movie reviews, shall we, Carol?
Sure.
Oh man, I'm particularly off. This hand up my butt is not doing it. Okay, focus. Oh, that felt good. One more. Oh, one more. Oh, I'm ready to go now. Okay, so this movie. Yeah, oh, delicious. This was a good one. North American Video lets us rent free videos. We really appreciate that, and we pass the savings along to you. So we don't review bad movies, Carol. We don't waste your time. Okay, can you see that? It's a vampire movie. I know what you're thinking. Too many vampire movies. But excuse me, I have a question for the audience to help you understand whether you should accept my recommendation of this vampire movie or not. You ready? You ready? Are you 12? No. Good. You're an adult. Good. This is a really good vampire movie for adults. Jim Jarmusch directed it, right? It's about vampires. The guy from Tom Hiddleston, the Avengers, Loki, that guy, and Tilda Swinton. Oh, she's so hot, and I'm gay, and Tilda Swinton is so hot. Carol, you're gay, and Tilda Swinton is so hot. We are both gay, and Tilda Swinton is very hot. She crosses all the boundaries. Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton as a vampire married couple who've been alive for centuries and centuries. And Tom Hiddleston is kind of bored. It's a slow movie. It's a deliciously filmed movie. It's got atmosphere, and it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. Even if you're sick of vampires, this vampire movie will make you happy. It's a human story, but with vampires. Okay, next. You ready, Carol? This is a good one, The Lunchbox. It's from India. It's about a woman who makes lunches for her husband and delivers them to him at work with little notes, and the husband doesn't get them. A strange guy gets them, and they start a relationship just from the notes in the lunchbox. And the lady's like, why does my husband not appreciate my cooking? And it's funny, it's a comedy, it's kind of madcap at times, Carol. The lady has an auntie up above on the floor above her who gives her love advice and what to write in the notes that she sends to this stranger who's getting her lunches by mistake because her husband's not getting them. And it's a really neat relationship movie set in India. It's really good. If you don't mind subtitles, The Lunchbox is a really good movie. And the people in North American Video tell me it's always gone. It's very popular. People like it. So, ladies, this might be one that you can enjoy with your friends, partners, spouses, whatever. Guys, it's a really fun movie. It's slow, again, but it's a really interesting and fun movie set in a foreign land about love and relationships that aren't working and what a relationship that does work is. All right, next one. Mia over at North American recommended me this one. You seen this one, Carol? About Time? Oh, it's good. It's kind of sort of a time travel story. Pretty early on, I'm not giving anything away. The redheaded guy, his father tells him that the guys in their family can travel backwards in time and change things.
Who are the actors?
I don't recognize any of them. I think, is that Amy Adams? No, Rachel McAdams. And something Gleason, Dominic Gleason. They're really cute. They're very cute. And it's kind of a sci-fi movie, but not really. It's more of a relationship movie. Anyway, it's a good little film. I didn't think it was great, but it was a good little relationship movie about time, with time travel. All right, last one, Carol, and then we'll move on. You ready? All right. Nicolas Cage gives me hives. Say it. Everybody say it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Nicolas Cage gives me hives. Usually, Nicolas Cage gives me hives. I feel bad. I don't know if it's him or his agent. He makes these terrible movie decisions, and there's bees, and it's just not very good. However, this movie, Joe, oh, it's so good.
Nicolas Cage's hair gives me hives.
Nicolas Cage's hair.
Normally, I can't stand his hair pieces.
Well, Nicolas Cage really acts in this one. He's great. He's got a violent past. He's trying to keep it under control. This kid, this bum's kid comes into his life, just a kind of traveling kid with his, decrepit bum father and parents and sister who's probably getting molested by somebody. It's all very unclear. It's a serious, dark little movie, but it's really, really good. And Nicolas Cage acts. I can't believe it. Highly recommended. It's a 2-hour movie, so, again, it's one of these, I'm talking slow tonight, Carol. Slow movie, but it's not like slow. It's just like, there's a scene, there's a scene, there's a scene, take a breath. Oh, and there's another scene. And it's just so well made. It's really, really good. Highly recommended if you're a Nicolas Cage fan and want something serious that actually shows his chops. All right, last one, Carol. I know I said that. This one was Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise. Another one, Tom Cruise gives me hives. Everybody say it, hives. Tom Cruise gives me hives. But this is really a good sci-fi movie. Have you seen it, Carol? He wakes up, he's suddenly thrust into this alien war and gets killed and then wakes up. And then you have to figure out what's going on with him. Oh, Edge of Tomorrow is what it was called, but they changed it because it sucked at the box office. I mean, it didn't suck, but, it didn't do well at the box office. So they changed the name of it. I liked it. That kick-ass girl who trains him how to fight? What's her name? Oh, man, she was great. Anyway, it's a sci-fi movie with a really strong female co-lead, although you don't see her anywhere here. Oh, there she is at the top. It gets a little stupid at the end because it's a mainstream sci-fi movie, Carol, right? But I did not feel that it punched me in the head too many times with its stupidity, which for a sci-fi movie is amazing. So, yes, highly recommend Edge of Tomorrow, a.k.a. Live or Die Repeat, if you're a sci-fi fan. It's not stupid, which is really saying something for American sci-fi movies. I'm not kidding. Okay, now, what are we doing? Ebola. Speaking of sci-fi, did you just see my head in there? No, that was, okay. What? All right, go to my Twitter page. Listen. This is important. You know how the initial story of the nurse who got infected from Thomas Duncan, the Liberian gentleman who came to the United States. And by the way, Carol, Thomas Duncan's nephew has an op-ed in the Dallas newspaper yesterday. If you go to my Twitter page, it's there. I linked to it. He's furious. He says his uncle was passed over the first time he came to the hospital because he didn't have insurance and was poor. And so they gave him what he says hospitals always give poor people with no insurance when they come to the hospital with a fever. Antibiotics and Tylenol. Bye. That's a fault of the system, monkeys. We have a system where hospitals push people away when they can't pay. You want to look at the ground zero reasons? There's maybe 2 or 3 ground zero reasons we have an Ebola crisis in the United States right now. And one of those 3 ground zero reasons for an Ebola crisis is hospitals are for-profit entities that turn down people without insurance. That's one of the main reasons we have this Ebola crisis. If they would have taken him in, not turned him away, because he was poor, possibly because he was black, possibly because he was African. All three, when they should, those things, that part should have been like, oh, come on in, isolate yourself, come on in. But no, money. That's what Thomas Duncan's nephew was saying. And you know where Thomas Duncan's nephew lives, Carol? North Carolina. He's a Marine. I think he's a Marine, ex-Marine. He's a soldier of some kind. He's here in North Carolina, the nephew of the first guy to bring Ebola to the United States, we think. So anyway, then we find out a nurse gets it. Right, Carol? The first nurse gets it. And here's how the spin was. You ready? Where is it? Hold on. I've got it here for a second. Yeah, here we go. Here, let's show this. Oh, I'm not looking, so I can't talk. Do you see that? Dallas nurse contracts Ebola virus, elevating response and anxiety. Right? See that? Elevating response and anxiety. There he is. And the subhead is, you ready? I'm reading it. Protective gear used, but breach feared. Protective gear used, but breach feared. In other words, they're saying the nurses had the protective gear, but when they were, remember this story? It was only a day or two ago. When they were taking it off, maybe, they didn't take it off properly, or blah, 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 blah. They didn't spray it down. Yeah, the nurse made a mistake, right? Now, today, when the second nurse gets it, right? And this is freaking out everybody. Wait, they had hazmat suits. They had protective gear. I thought this was supposed to help, right? No. Guess what? They didn't have protective hazmat suits. They just had face masks and gloves. That's not enough. That's not what you want. You know those images that you had when the first aid workers came to Atlanta with Ebola in the United States, right? They got it in Africa, came. That was hazmat suits the CDC had at that Atlanta hospital. Yeah, that wasn't what the nurses had in Dallas. The first couple days. The most important. Thomas Duncan got admitted for the second time to Dallas, Texas Presbyterian, whatever it's called, on September 28th. Later that day, Carol, give me the next one. Later that day, Thomas Duncan developed explosive diarrhea and projectile vomit. Those are the symptoms of late Ebola infection. When the virus runs wild, this virus is so evil, it's so clever, Carol. When this virus ramps up, it gets you to explosively spew out fluids all over, your eyes. Blood comes from your eyes. He had explosive diarrhea. That's the quote from the medical records. Explosive diarrhea, that's been leaked to the press, and projectile vomit. And for 2 days, this is the first day that he's readmitted after turned away, right? Being turned away.
Hasn't been tested yet.
They test him and are waiting for the results. The nurses caring for Thomas Duncan during the 2 days that they're waiting for the results are not wearing hazmat suits for 2 days, Carol. Now, this sounds horrifying, but it's also kind of reassuring because that's almost certainly why we're seeing multiple nurses at that Dallas hospital coming down with the virus now. For almost 2 days, while Thomas Duncan was in the heaviest throes of the disease, explosive diarrhea, projectile vomit, for 2 days almost, the nurses caring for him were not wearing hazmat uniforms. Oh, you think maybe that might have something to do with it? And the nurses have said anonymously, because they don't want to lose their jobs, some of them have said publicly, and again, go to my Twitter feed, give them the Twitter feed, Carol. I link to all this stuff. Back it up. Now, this story that's come out today about the 2 days when the nurses were not wearing hazmat uniforms might turn out to not be true. That's fair. That's fair, right? But right now, that's the story we're hearing. The nurses anonymously started saying, we wanted him in isolation faster, and the hospital administrators resisted. Confidence, Carol, they were very confident they could handle it. The nurses didn't even have full hazmat uniforms while the Ebola patient was oozing fluid explosively from every orifice. All the linked articles are there. So I understand why the nurses are furious, why they're anonymously talking to the press now about what really went on. And what we're hearing today, this morning, in the Dallas newspaper for the first time, it was actually one of their blogs, we're now hearing that for 2 days, when he was at his most contagious, the nurses were not told to only approach him with hazmat uniforms. And that a lot of the nurses who were working with him also then were told to go about their daily rounds. This is a hospital problem, y'all. That hospital administrative staff seems to be the issue. Now, why is this comforting, Carol? Because if they had been wearing hazmat suits during those 2 days, they were waiting for his test results, Carol. He was bleeding everywhere. His insides were turning to mush. He was explosively diarrheic. What's the word? He had explosive diarrhea, projectile vomit, came from Liberia, high fever, and during those 2 days, while they were waiting for the test results, they didn't have the nurses in the full hazmat uniforms. Once they got the results back, said, oh yeah, that guy has Ebola, duh. Then suddenly they changed the protocol. So the breach of protocol wasn't the nurse's fault, it was the hospital's fault. Now, all right, last thing, Carol. I think we can all agree the nurse who watched her other nurse get Ebola and who then decided to go visit her boyfriend in Ohio on a plane on October 10th, that was bad. And Carol, you think they should all be quarantined legally?
At this point, it's time.
Carol says at this point it's time. After what that NBC doctor did, that lady who's the head of medical news for NBC, she sent somebody on her crew. She's been exposed to Ebola from a crew guy, and she decides she's going to go wear sunglasses and go out to pick up takeout at a fast food place. Please, y'all know what I'm talking about. So Carol's like, we're done. Humans are stupid. This is a bad zombie movie. Right, Carol? That's what you're thinking. This is like you're sitting in the theater, you're munching your popcorn going, nom, nom, nom. Oh, that's so stupid. Don't get on that plane, lady. What are you doing? No. Oh, I'm leaving. This movie's too dumb. You know, that's what you were thinking, right? We're like, how stupid could these characters get?
Yeah, you want to smack them.
You want to smack.
Can't be trusted. It's time. That's too many people infected in such a short period of time. A whole plane full of people, like 134 people
well, not
now.
Infected,
potentially.
Possibly exposed.
Yes, exposed.
Yeah.
Exposed is the word I meant.
Yeah. But, you know, she was not really symptomatic until the day before on the flight back, but that plane took 5 more flights. 5 more flights after she left. I don't know, you don't want to go crazy, but you know what?
People can't be trusted.
At this point,
stay home.
It's
21 days.
Confinement.
Be still for 21 days and not and possibly infect an entire country. I think that's pretty reasonable.
That's reasonable. So, Carol, you're saying legally they should be
at this point,
confined at their houses.
They were given the option to act responsible, and clearly they cannot be trusted.
And by they, you mean
I mean
all
human,
of
the human race. Yes,
the human race. The human race cannot be trusted. Lock them down is Carol's answer. And you know what? I kind of agree. Why are we waiting for people to make mistakes? The CDC is now saying everybody else is like, you're not allowed to travel. Well, you know what? They need to have been firmer from the start on that. And I think that, well, Carol, but are you really saying that everybody on that flight with her should be locked down for 21 days? I don't. I think that's excessive. Because we know it's transmitted, you know, through body fluids. It lasts for a couple of hours on a plane. I don't know. I don't think that. I think they should be watched closely and monitored every day, multiple times a day for fever. But I don't think you can honestly say everybody on those 2 planes with her should be locked down legally, make it illegal to leave their homes. A couple hundred people, Carol says. Well, what if you were one of them? I would do it, she says. All right. It's the right thing to do. I would kind of agree with that. 2 minutes. Oh, no. What are we going to do? Oh, let's talk about gay marriage. So number 5, 6, 7, I forget. 6, 7, 8? All right. So Tom Tillis is pushing this. He's still jerking conservatives around. There's no way they can win this appeal. And I'll tell you why, Carol. You know who they're appealing to? Ultimately, Tom Tillis. It's all about getting votes and getting their base excited. And Tom Tillis, what? The red meat to the base. It's all about just, he knows they can't win. It's a waste of your time. Conservatives, he's jerking you around. You lost. Any appeal that Tom Tillis has is going to end up at the 4th Circuit. Do you know what the 4th Circuit already ruled? No. Gay marriage is legal. They did that this summer. Supreme Court said, oh, you want us to look at that again? No. That happened last Monday. Tom Tillis has no recourse here. The only recourse is if another case gets to the Supreme Court from another district, and the Supreme Court and that circuit court says upholds a ban on gay marriage, and then the Supreme Court says, okay, we got a rule. But Tom Tillis and Phil Berger are jerking conservatives around, and they're fundraising on it, Carol. They're getting money. Give us money. We're still fighting this. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Waste. There is no way Tom Tillis is going to win. Phil Berger going to win. Their only court of recourse is the Fourth Circuit, which already ruled they were wrong. It's all about appearances. It's all about getting more money out of their conservative base.
Keep your guns at home. Go to the state fair.
Oh, you got to go to the state fair, especially if you're new to the state. Go to the state fair. Go to the state fair. Keep your guns at home, except for the turkey shoot. Got to love the turkey shoot. 2, 1, take care of each other.